Assalamu alaikum. I'm outside on the porch. It's Halloween, and soon, perhaps in another half an hour, the trick-or-treaters will be out in force. I mean, that's how we used to do it. I don't know what they do now, but they usually come out when it's nearing sundown, which will be in about another half an hour. So I had mentioned to you what my feelings were about Halloween previously in a couple of lessons that I had already posted. But reading this page tonight, I always wait to get like an inspiration of what I ought to do with you. I don't prepare it beforehand. I keep reading Quran all the time, every day, and I just say, Ya Allah, guide me to what is best for today. So today I was busy with Surah Al-An'am regarding Ibrahim. And Surah Ibrahim is very close to my heart because, you know, Ibrahim's dad was of the idol makers. He was a big man in town, and he pretty much ran the idol making trade. So it was a problem when his son decided to not worship the idols. So I have an analogy with myself because my dad was president of a life insurance company. And back in our day, well, still, insurance is a big deal. And life insurance is the biggest deal because that's where you make the most money. And that's really the biggest scam of all because it's the most expensive and it pays out the biggest payoff when someone dies if you can just convince them to buy a life insurance policy to help them in the case of, let's say, the death of the wife who's going to raise the children. You're going to have to get a nursemaid or something. You're going to need money, and you know how it is. You know what insurance means. So I always thought it was a very divine coincidence that I would be the one out of the family, the oldest, to condemn insurance. All kinds, auto, health, property, etc. And as an American, that's considered almost, well, we say sacrilegious, almost a crime, because the country hasn't always been built upon it, let's say the past 100 years. Now, you know, there are certain people, they call them the Pennsylvania Dutch, and they're still in Pennsylvania, and they're out and about. They have what's called a barn building. So when someone's house catches on fire, they all chip in and they rebuild the house together. And they have it done in a couple of days because it's called community action. In Egypt, they have something where they all contribute. You can join it. It's called Gamaiya. It means a grouping. And you can place your money with a certain group of trusted women. In my case, there'd probably be 12 of them. And you pay something every month. And then you get your big chunk when you want it. You want to be the first, you want to be in the middle, you want to be at the end. So people use this if someone's getting married, they need to buy all the appliances and the furniture and so forth. This is one of the ways they have a pseudo insurance system going on. It can be used for health benefits, accidental car accidents, whatever. You belong to the Gamaiya, and then you get your pot, as it's called, whatever you've put in. There are other ways, but I want to get to the Quran now because you get where I'm going with this. As far as, well, my son lives in New Hampshire. There's no auto insurance there. It's not compulsory as it is in all other states. In America, auto insurance, you don't drive unless you have auto insurance. But in New Hampshire, you do because their state motto is called live free or die. And they don't accept to carry insurance. I don't know. There's many other stories I could tell you, but I'd much rather tell you what Allah says in the Quran. So I'm going to read this half a page, and then I'm going to put it in more context on this Hallows Eve, Halloween night. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إني وجهت وجهي للذي فطر السماوات والأرض حنيفا وما أنا من المشركين وهاجه قومه قال أتهاجوني في الله وقد هدان ولا أخاف ما تشركون به إلا أن يشاء ربي شيئا وسع ربي كل شيء علما أفلا تتذكرون وكيف أخاف ما أشركتم ولا تخافون أنكم أشركتم بالله ما لم ينزل به عليكم سلطانا فأي الفريقين يحق بالأمن إن كنتم تعلمون. This is the second half of page 137 of Surat Al-An'am. And every time I read this, I just smile because it's like a little biography of my life since I became a Muslim, which is why I'm not going to redo that translation. I'm going to just repeat and do it myself and then comment on it as we go on to, not go on to, as we review what I just read you. إني وجهت وجهي للذي فطر السماوات والأرض. Allah says here, I've turned my face to the one who fatara samawati wal ard. It means caused the earth and the skies to burst forth. Hanifan. Hanifan means in the proper direction, in the straight way. وَمَا أَنَا مِنَ الْمُشْرِكِينَ. And I'm not of those who associate partners with Allah. فَحَاجُّوهُ قَوْمُهُ. His people started to argue with him. قَالَ أَتُحَاجُّونِي فِي اللَّهِ. Are you going to argue with me about Allah? وَقَدْ هَدَانِ. And He has guided me. وَلَا أَخَافُ مَا تُشْرِكُونَ بِهِ. And I am not afraid of those partners that you associate with Him. إِلَّا أَن يَشَاءَ رَبِّي شَيْئًا. Except if Allah wants that to happen. وَسِعَ رَبِّي كُلَّ شَيْءٍ عِلْمًا. Allah's knowledge encompasses everything. أَفَلَا تَتَذَكَّرُونَ. Don't you stop and think, ponder, تَتَذَكَّرُونَ. وَكَيْفَ أَخَافُ مَا أَشْرَكْتُمْ. And how should I fear what you have made partners to Allah by? وَلَا تَخَافُونَ. And you're not afraid. أَنَّكُمْ أَشْرَكْتُمْ بِاللَّهِ. That you have committed shirk with Allah. مَا لَمْ يُنَزِّلْ بِهِ عِلْمٍ. مَا لَمْ يُنَزِّلْ بِهِ عَلَيْكُمْ سُلْطَانًا. You have created partners with Allah by which Allah never sent down any authority. This is my favorite. Every time I read this, I just say, oh, just this would be enough to teach little children in when they first start out, or adults when they first become Muslim. This last verse. فَأَيْ فَرِقَيْنِ أَحَقُّ بِالْأَمْنِ إِن كُنتُمْ تَعْلَمُونَ. Which group, أي فريقين, meaning you and me, أحق بالأمن, has more right to feel secure, إن كنتم تعلمون, if you knew, or if you know, actually here it's مضارع. So if you could know, if you stop, ponder the difference between Tawheed, worshiping the one creator of the universe forever and ever, never has been one like him or will be, or had been, was, it's Allah. Allahu Akbar is the only one and only power. So you can invent powers, you can invent things that make you feel secure. like insurance. You know, the whole banking system is supposed to make you feel secure. And bosses, spouses, friends, uh, your stock market portfolio. Oh my, how much money do you have in that one? First thing my dad would do when he woke up, after he took a shower and prayed by his bedside, by the way, this way, on his knees every morning, he was a big Catholic. He really believed in that. He truly did, because his mom, I told you, she had 13 children. He was the oldest, and they were raised up to be really rad Catholics, Vatican-esque. So you see, I'm a real outlier. You could say traitor. I'm some sort of well, I'm an anomaly, and I've always been unusual from my people. But when I ever became a Muslim, when I was 38, I had no clue of what I was going to get myself into. I knew they wouldn't like it, but I knew that I believed in it so fully. And I could never, from the first awareness, my first awareness, I was a child. I can look back, I was like 3 years old. And I think I mentioned to you before, I would lie in my bed and look up at the ceiling and talk to, quote, whatever his name was. I guess I said God. I can't say the word God now. I don't say it at all because it's such a lie. Allah is Allah. Allahu Akbar, right? Right. But I used to look up in the ceiling and I used to think, that crucifix hanging on that wall in my bedroom, because we had crucifixes hanging everywhere. What is a crucifix, and what is the difference between a Protestant wooden cross and a Catholic and Orthodox? They both use it. The bloody body, you know, the hanging Jesus with his skinny body showing his rib cage and showing like blood everywhere, and the famous crown of thorns that supposedly he was gifted with by the ruler. It was such a drama. I mean, the stories and the way they told them, and the books we had, and the pictures that they showed us and they gave us, the holy cards where we were supposed to keep them in our wallet. The scapula was something that had, it was a necklace, and men and women, boys and girls had it, and you put it over your head, and it would hang down in the front and it would hang down in the back. And on the edges, there was a picture. I suppose it would be maybe, I don't know, like this. And this picture was covered in plastic because you had to wear it when you showered or bathed, because you was never supposed to take it off, because it was your protection from evil. And yes, of course, it sounds ridiculous, doesn't it? But when that's all you ever knew and you were ever surrounded by, well, I didn't wear it. They gave it to me, and I thought it was completely weird, wrong, and unnecessary. So I would just hide it. I didn't actually throw it away because I didn't want to be rude, but I stuffed it in the back of a drawer or something. And my mom, having 8 children, by the time I came, a year later my brother came, then my other brothers came, she wasn't really like observant of whether or not I was wearing it, because she didn't get one, because she was Catholic in name only. I never heard my mom pray or saw her pray. I told you, sometimes she'd scream, she'd look up when my brothers were being wild and crazy, and she would look up and say, Jesus, Mary, and Joseph, and all the saints in heaven, help me. And I would be watching, and I'd say, Mom, why are you calling on all these people? Why don't you just call on one God? And she ignored my criticism. Long story short, to get back to what the Quran said, the Quran directly asks you, who do you think has more right to feel secure? Ahaku bi amn. Amn means security. And that's why when we say Ameen, the letters Aleph, Mim, Nun, Amana. That's the verb, you know, Amana. The noun is Iman. That's a pretty name for a girl, isn't it? Iman. You know, Arabic has the root system, which, if you just can start, just open up any YouTube video and just start. Try 10 minutes a day to be aware of some Arabic. Just digest 5 minutes a day. The internet is filled with fantastic, amazingly wonderful teachers. Most of them are Egyptian. There's men and there are women. Your life will change. I keep trying to convince people that Arabic is something extremely miraculous and special. And they keep trying to insist, like they always do. Oh, you're going to find all these fairy tales, as I call them. Isn't it funny, too, the Arabic word that's in Quran, when they accused Maryam of bad behavior, Allah says, لَقَدْ جِئْتُمْ شَيْئًا فَرِيًّا. Hear it? Fariya, 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 fairy, fairy. A fairy tale is something phantasmagorical that cannot be true. It's invented. I'm always thinking of the meanings of the words, and it goes on and on and on, and it never stops. On a daily basis, I get new input. When I'm reading anything in English, it comes. I have all these notebooks that I left in Egypt filled with English words that have Arabic roots. Well, finally, yesterday I noticed a few posts on YouTube by, Dr. Men type intellectual Arabs telling you that truly Arabic is the original language for humans. Adam got it. And, there's a verse in the Quran that said Adam got it, and then he taught to the angels, and then the angels taught to the people. And it says in the Quran, Asma'i ha'ula'i in kuntum sadiqin. We have to read this page over again another time, because it's the best page, I believe, for Aqidah. And it's Surah Al-Baqarah page. Well, maybe I can do it right now. Why not? Let's open to the second chapter of the Quran, which is called Surah Al-Baqarah. Page 6. This page, without a doubt, if you read this page and you don't believe that Arabic is the first language, there's something wrong with you. Your mind doesn't work properly. It's not just me. It's what it says, what it is telling you. This is also the page wherein Satan tempted Adam and his wife Hawa. But I'm not going to get down. That's the second half. I'm just going to give you the first half. Maybe I should make this another lesson. The first half of this page, yes, it deserves on this Halloween, because wayward people are going around dressed up as monsters, knocking on doors of people they don't know, and getting a bag load of candy. Can't say I didn't love it. I did. So this is my own little personal jihad. Jihad means to exert yourself to the utmost, not just a little bit. Like, you're supposed to do it till you're really exhausted. So if you want to make a jihad in ilm, I should be making lessons every day instead of every couple of days. And I think now it's been like 4 days because I've been really busy. Is that an excuse? No. I ask Allah's forgiveness for being negligent for you, but I will make a couple of extras. That's what I do. I make it up, So I'm going to close this one, and right away I'm going to open it again, and I'm going to give you this page 6 of the Arabic Quran, proof about the Arabic language. Okay? So stay tuned. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.